Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet researcher. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles entitled The Nature of Reality Virtual. Now, the answer as to what kind of reality I was living in was already there when I was a child. I was born in a city by the sea in Mozambique, a country in East Africa. You see it there, which at one time had the dubious honor of being the world's poorest nation. And one day I asked my parents about something that was puzzling me. I asked why the sea was a different color. And they told me that it was because it reflected the sky. Now, that explanation worked up to a point when the sea was blue and the sky was blue, and also when the sea was gray on days that the sky was gray. But then there were days when the sea turned green and the sky was never green. So that answer left a question mark in my mind that I only understood recently. So as I said, I was born in Mozambique. In this city here, it's now called Maputo. It was called Lourenço Marques at the time. Mozambique was a Portuguese colony then. And the beach was my favorite place to be. And I was there a lot year round because Mozambique has a very tropical climate. Very warm, very humid, lots of mosquitoes and malaria. And so here are some examples of the colors that I saw as a child on different days from the very same section of ocean. Blue, but it was actually never quite the same tone of blue from day to day. Gray with a gray sky. Well, here we have blue sky and blue ocean. And then on some days it was green. And sometimes it was a light green like this. Sometimes it was a darker green. So you even got different tones of green. And it was never the same from one day to the next. But I only realized why this was happening even when I was a child when I looked at some drawings on my nightie. And here are some pictures of my nightie. And I first noticed this in my windowless bathroom. So the light was coming from the bathroom lighting fixture. And this happened quite recently, and this is what got me thinking and arriving at this conclusion that our world is a virtual reality. So the same drawings looked blue in the bright light. The camera cannot seem to capture it, what I could see with my naked eye. It displays it as white, but this planet here looks green in low illumination conditions. And if I move to somewhere where there's more light, towards the light fixture, the planet turns blue. And as I said, I cannot really capture what I saw with my eyes, but this is not supposed to happen unless the material changes or the illuminating light changes. So this is actually the different colors that I see. So it's light blue in high illumination condition, and it's light green in low illumination condition. And this happens even if I move through the house, so close to the windows, the drawings look blue. If I move further away from the windows, it turns green. So this is not supposed to happen unless the material changes or the illuminating light changes. The illuminating light is either the sun coming in through the windows or the bathroom light in my windowless bathroom. With both types of illumination, the same change from blue to green in low illumination occurs. The material cannot possibly have changed, and the same material is supposed to absorb the same light frequency out of the incident light and to reflect the same light frequency, because that's dependent on the material. It's dependent on the atomic structure of the material. So as long as, of course, the light that is creating the color that we see is incident light. So a decrease in illumination can only darken the color being reflected. It cannot change its tone. As I said, it's due to the atomic structure of the material. So this is what occurs. A blue material looks blue to us because the incident light that is coming in, most of it is absorbed, and only a portion is reflected. And in this case, a blue material will reflect only the blue part of the light that's coming in. And then a green material, a material that has the atomic structure that causes us to see it as green, will absorb most of the light, but it will reflect green. But it will absorb all the blue. That's why we don't see it as blue. So it has to have a different atomic structure for this to occur. So this, however, was happening with the same material, just from a change in illumination. And a decrease in illumination conditions decreases the intensity of the light, not its constituent frequencies. Low illumination still has the same constituent frequency, so you get less photons per unit time, but you still get the same fraction of whatever photons you were getting in high illumination. So illumination cannot change what constitutes the light. So low illumination cannot change blue to green. But yet, this is what I'm seeing is happening. So the material cannot change color due to a decrease in the light intensity or lower illumination conditions. And as I said, in this case, the same material and the same incident light were giving rise to different perceived colors as a result of low illumination. So the only possible conclusion is that the perceived color is not due to incident light. That's the only thing that's left. If this is happening without a change in the material, without the change in the light illuminating that material, the only thing that's left is that whatever color we are perceiving is not due to incident light being absorbed and some of it reflected. And this is actually something seen in cartoons. A change in the color of a car, for instance, is produced in order to give the perception of an illumination change. You see this in cartoons all the time. The car looks blue in sunlight, and then when it moves into a shadowy location, it turns green. And the ocean in cartoons also changes colors from one frame to the next. The ocean is never quite the same throughout a cartoon. And the adventures of Tintin, which you see here, these are screenshots from the same cartoon, illustrate this. As you can see, the ocean is a lighter blue here and a darker blue there. And you're just moving along the cartoon a little bit. And color in cartoons is used to give the viewer the perception that something has changed in the storyline. It's used a bit like a music soundtrack which sets the mood. So in this case, we're looking from above, everything seems fine, and now the view is from the surface of the ocean. Obviously something's going wrong, and the change in color gives you that perception. But such changes are acceptable in cartoons. but should not be a part of the real world. If that is, this was a real planet, with its surface illuminated by a light source above it. You cannot change the tone, which is basically a change in color, from within a few minutes if this was real. So this means that the colors I was perceiving from my nightie were like the colors seen in a cartoon. In other words, computer-generated graphics fed directly to my mind, not due to incident light on the material. That is impossible. This told me that the Earth reality is virtual. It is a computer-generated world. Everything that is seen and heard and felt is directly fed to the mind. The body is not real. The body is an avatar supplied by the virtual reality, just like the avatar body one gets in computer games like Minecraft. And here are some images from Minecraft. This is the standard avatar in the Minecraft computer game. And this is the view within the game from the perspective of the avatar. So you can navigate through the world, you can walk through it, you can fly through it, you can build as if you were building using your avatar body. So this is actually the kind of view that we have from our avatar body, supplied by the Earth virtual world that we live in. So in conclusion, our reality is virtual. We do not live on a physical planet orbiting a star. We live in a computer-generated world which simulates life on the surface of a planet called Earth. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X researcher. Thank you for watching.